Thomas Alva Edison. The name itself feels like a monument. We know the stories: the light bulb that banished darkness, the voice captured in a machine. He's the Wizard of Menlo Park, America's greatest inventor. But what if that story, the one we all think we know, is just the cover of a much longer, more complicated book? What if the true story of Thomas Edison isn't just about the handful of famous inventions, but about hundreds of other creations lost to history? What if the man who became a legend was also a ruthless businessman, and his greatest invention wasn't a thing at all, but a system? Today on Edistry, we venture beyond the light bulb to uncover the inventions of Thomas Edison you never heard of. To understand Edison's lesser-known work, we must first understand the man. He wasn't the classic solitary genius. In fact, he only had 3 months of formal schooling. His mother taught him at home after his teacher called him addled. He was, above all, a problem solver. His early job as a telegraph operator trained his mind to think in terms of systems and signals, a thread that would run through his entire career. And this is his first, and perhaps most important, lesser-known creation. Not a product, but a place. In 1876, in Menlo Park, New Jersey, Edison created the world's first industrial research laboratory. Think about that. He didn't just invent things, he invented a factory for inventing. He gathered machinists, engineers, and scientists under one roof. His true genius was organizing genius. So what was the very first invention to come from this mind? It wasn't the light bulb. In 1869, at the age of just 22, Edison received his first patent. It was for an electrographic vote recorder. He designed it for use in Congress, believing it would make voting faster and more efficient. But when he presented it to politicians, they rejected it. Why? They rejected it. Why? Dramatic pause. Because it was too efficient. It eliminated the time they used for backroom deals and political maneuvering during roll calls. Edison's first invention was a commercial failure, but he learned a crucial lesson. An invention isn't just about being clever. It's about fulfilling a real market need. We know the phonograph for music, but Edison saw it as a business machine. He imagined it would be used primarily for dictating letters. But that was just the start. His mind branched into wildly different fields. Let's look at a few that never found their way into the public spotlight. Perhaps the most fascinating and mysterious of Edison's unknown projects emerged in the 1920s. After a lifetime of mastering electricity, he began toying with an idea that seemed to belong to the world of fantasy. He called it the spirit phone. In an interview for Scientific American, Edison speculated that it might be possible to build a delicate, super-sensitive instrument that could communicate with personalities that had left this human life. Visual, animated diagrams showing a hypothetical device amplifying tiny energy fields. Was this the great inventor losing his grip? Or was it a logical, if ultimate, extension of his belief that everything could be measured and manipulated by technology? He never successfully built it, and the notes are cryptic. The spirit phone remains a haunting what if at the edge of Edison's legacy. Not every unknown invention was so metaphysical. Some were just puzzling. Take, for instance, Edison's venture into furniture. In the early 20th century, he became obsessed with concrete as the material of the future. He started a company to mass-produce entire concrete houses with concrete furniture. And yes, that included a concrete piano. Imagine the sound. It was, by all accounts, terrible. The project was a complete failure. It turns out, not everything benefits from being made of concrete. This venture shows that even Edison's failures were ambitious, but also that he wasn't always right about what people wanted. Then there were the inventions that nearly broke him. For a decade, Edison invested a fortune of his own money, and that of investors like Henry Ford, into a massive project, an ore milling separator. graphics explaining how the machine was meant to extract iron from low-grade ore using magnets. He built a whole plant, believing he could revolutionize the steel industry. But the process was inefficient, and the market for iron ore collapsed, rendering his invention obsolete. It was one of the biggest financial losses of his career. This unknown invention serves as a powerful reminder that the path of innovation is paved with costly failures, not just brilliant successes. To fully tell the story of Edison's unknown works, we must also step into the shadows of the ones we know. And this brings us to a story of fierce competition, the story of Nikola Tesla. Tesla, a brilliant inventor who once worked for Edison, championed alternating current AC, which was better for transmitting power over long distances. Edison, invested in his own direct current DC system, launched a vicious public relations campaign against AC. Visual, show historical posters and newspaper articles from the time. He went to extreme lengths, publicly electrocuting animals with AC to demonstrate its dangers. He even secretly helped develop the first electric chair using AC, hoping to associate Tesla's technology with death. This wasn't invention. This was sabotage. It reveals Edison not just as a creator, but as a fierce and sometimes cruel competitor who would use his fame to crush a rival. So where does this leave us? It brings us back to that first most important invention, the Industrial Research Lab. Many of the patents held in Edison's name were the work of his employees. He was the director. His greatest contribution was creating a system where the process of invention could be scaled, repeated, and perfected. He didn't just give us the light bulb, he gave us the blueprint for modern research and development. The story of Thomas Edison is not a simple hero's journey. It is a tapestry woven with threads of brilliance, perseverance, failure, and ambition that sometimes crossed into darkness. The inventions you never heard of, the vote counter, the spirit phone, the concrete piano, the failed ore separator, they complete the picture. They show us a man constantly experimenting, not afraid to fail spectacularly, and always thinking of the next big thing. His true invention was the very idea of the inventor as a professional. He showed that genius could be a team sport. So the next time you flip a switch and light up a room, remember that you're not just seeing the result of a single famous idea. You're seeing the legacy of a complex man who built a factory for the future. A future filled with both the light he famously gave us and the countless shadows of creations we've only just begun to remember. What other hidden stories from history would you like us to explore on Edistry? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, please hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the forgotten corners of science and history. Thanks for watching.